Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen my beautiful face before, my name is Taryn. If you have seen me before, then welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how broke I really am. Because I could be cash rich and have so much debt and be broke. I have a mix of consumer debt and loans for the most part. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking down at my notes. So yeah, consumer debt and loans. So all of that in total is $15,694. I know y'all. I know. Hurts my heart too. If the quality goes in and out, it's because I have a new mic that I'm trying to get used to, so bear with me. So yeah, $15,700. So I'm gonna go through and break down exactly what all this debt is. If you ever want to get like a general outlook on your debt, I recommend going to Credit Karma. It breaks it down for you exactly to the dollar, and it monitors the changes in your debt, and it tells you exactly where it's coming from. Like it really breaks it down. I love Credit Karma. So yeah, consumer debts. I'm trying to get rid of all my consumer debt this year. If you watch my last video or the video before last where I talked about my financial goals for 2022, I'm trying to get rid of my consumer debt. Now, let me get my calculator and do some calculations so I can tell you exactly how much of my debt is consumer debt. Okay, so my consumer debt is about $6,500. So, first and foremost, my very first card is a Wells Fargo student credit card. And let me tell y'all, I got this credit card when I was 16 or 17 and I got duped. I didn't know anything about credit cards. I didn't even know what a credit card was. I didn't know what it did. I just walked into there to do something completely different. And one of the ladies at a desk recommended this card for me because she knew I was going to school. And I got home and told my mom about it, and she was just so pissed about me getting this credit card without that lady really explaining to me what it was and what I was setting myself up for. So I say all that to say, within a year of me having a credit card, being away from home, being at school for the first time, I maxed that credit card out. So it was only $1,100 limit, but it was maxed out very quickly. So yeah, that's my Wells Fargo card. Also, if you watch my last video, I paid that off. It was only like $150 balance or something like that. So I went ahead and just paid it off. I had the money, so I was just like, I don't know why I'm letting this sit here. I went ahead and just paid that off. So my second credit card is an IHG Rewards credit card. I am an IHG member. If you're not familiar with IHG, it's like Intercontinental, Holiday Inn, what's another one? The Indigo, Loft Hotels, all that is IHG. And I got this credit card because I was working at a Holiday Inn and I was doing a lot of solo travel, and I wanted to build my credit score, so I figured that was the best way to do it. Stop it. She didn't stop. IHG credit card, that has $500 on it right now. I am going to try to have this paid off within the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk about it in the next cash stuffing video, but I want to have this paid off in the next couple of weeks, this IHG credit card. That one has a $6,400 limit, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit later in this video why that is an important thing to note. So yes, IHG card, $6,400 limit. Remember that. So the next card is one that I've got most recently. So I only have 3 credit cards. The next card is my American Airlines credit card, which, as you can see, I do things that will make traveling for me a lot easier and a lot cheaper, which is why I was kind of strategic about choosing the type of credit cards that I wanted. That has a $2,000 balance on it right now. So what I did, it was a balance transfer for my IHG card. There was a 6-month, I think, introductory period for this credit card. If you paid it off, you wouldn't have to pay interest. But of course, I didn't pay it off. Unless you're really good about credit cards, then you'll remember to take advantage of that introductory rate. But I forgot. And now I have a $2,000 balance on it, which is lovely. So another bonus of having that credit card was I got 50,000 miles. They offered this. We were coming back. Me and my ex were coming back from New Orleans, and they offered this on the flight. So I went ahead and signed up for it. The thing was, you get 50,000 miles only if you spend like all you had to do is spend $1 on the card. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just spend $1. But of course, I ended up putting $2,000 on the card. So it's like I have 50,000 miles, which is going to pay for my birthday trip. But a plane ticket to Greece would have cost $2,000 anyway. So it's like, it's a deal. But is it really? Are you really saving money? No, you're not. Be careful with these credit cards. That's it for my credit cards. Those are the credit cards that I have. Now, for my loans, I have this thing called a payoff loan, which is, there's a lot of things like this or loans like this where you're paying your credit card back or you're paying your consumer debt back. Usually they're only offered if you have kind of good credit. Usually that's the only time where you really can benefit from them, because I think my payoff loan interest rate is fairly low. So I've been paying that down over the last year. That has a balance of $4,000. And where did that $4,000 come from for me to have to pay it off? It was that IHG card with the $6,400 card limit. I don't know how I maxed that card out. I couldn't tell you how I maxed that card out. I just know I maxed that card out. And it was up to $6,400. But I paid $2,000 on that loan thus far. And that is another one. I want to get it down to $2,000 by the end of the year. So that was another one of my goals in my head. I didn't really speak on it in the video just because that's like if I don't pay it off, it's fine. But I really do want to have it down to $2,000, if not more, by the end of the year. Loans, last but not least, I don't really have much of my credit. I used to have collections. I got rid of it. One thing that I've always been very adamant about is making sure my credit was in order. So I have a credit video. It kind of still applies. I still have around like a 730, 740 credit score. But that video was from a long time ago, a really long time ago. So I've been able to manage having the same credit score despite my credit utilization going up. So if you want any tips and tricks on that, go like 10 videos back and I talk about credit cards. So last but not least, like I said, I have student loans of $8,997. Now, the first time, like right out of high school when I was going to college, I went to a technical school, but the technical school offered an on-campus living option. So me being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I wanted to live on campus. Now, here's where I messed up at. I could have went to Greenville Technical College 100% free, just based off of the scholarships that I had from high school or just that I had accumulated. I could have went to school completely free, but I was fast, for lack of a better word, and I accumulated about $5,000 worth of debt from living on campus for the year and a half that I was there. Yeah, about a year and a half, $5,000 in debt. I don't want to talk about it. So after I took my first of many breaks from school, I took some time, worked a little bit, and I decided to go back to school again. And I had a brand new mindset. This was when I was really on my like Dave Ramsey kick, when I was on the like trying to better myself and stuff like that. This is when I was really hard on that, like really hard on it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to school, but I'm going to do it the smart way. So I re-enrolled in a community college in Columbia and was able to get my associate's degree without any loans. I just cash flowed the whole thing because I was going to school full time and working full time. And that was probably one of the most stressful times in my life. I was depressed, but I didn't have any loans. So I got my associate's degree. I kind of took another break from school because I was like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I don't want to go back to school. I've been stressed and I was traumatized from being in school for that year and a half, getting that associate's degree. So I was just over it. So every semester since I've started at this new 4-year school, I've been coming out of pocket about $800 to cover the expenses that my financial aid doesn't cover. I guess I do want to briefly discuss how I plan on paying all this off. So like I said, I've paid my Wells Fargo card off, my Chase credit card, I guess my IHG credit card, I'm sorry, that has $500 balance on it. I guess since we're here, I'll go ahead and discuss a little bit. So when I first was doing my cash stuffing videos, or my cash stuffing technique, like I said, I followed Dave Ramsey's baby step to the T. Like, I was really like on his baby step plan. And part of his baby step plan is for you to cover your general expenses, like things you absolutely need, gas, groceries, things of that nature. And all your extra disposable income goes towards your debt. Now, the difference between then and now is I'll take care of like my groceries and gas, but I also am saving for, like, I'm putting money into my other sinking funds at the same time. So while I'll be putting money aside for gas and groceries and things of that nature, I'm also putting money aside for vacations and what's another sinking fund that I have? Medical or moving eventually. And that's not really what he teaches. He kind of teaches that you stop saving for everything else and you throw all of your extra money at your debt. Now, I want to try to do that a little bit just because I saw the positive effects that had on paying my debt off quickly before. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I do have, just other expenses coming up. So I'm only going to be able to put about $300 on my credit card next pay period this Friday. So y'all see that probably on Saturday when I upload the video. But I'm going to, this paycheck and next paycheck, they're going to be strictly, I'm not going to put money towards anything else. I'm just going to put money towards my credit cards. I have to go out to a couple dinners. So we're going to see how that goes. But I'm going to try to put $300 on my credit card this week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but to me it's very exciting because it's making me feel like I'm 21 binging Dave Ramsey videos in my room again. And it's just like, yeah. So that's how I plan on paying my Chase credit card off. I want to have my Chase credit card paid off before my tax refund hits the bank. Once my tax refund hits the bank, that's going to be another cash stuffing video, so stay tuned for that. But I'm going to put money on my, I keep saying Chase. So I want to have my IHG card paid off. And once my tax refund hits, I want to have my Chase card. I'm going to put like $1,400 on that. And like I said, that one has like a $2,000 balance. Let's see how like aggressive I can be with these next couple of paychecks and paying these credit cards off. So I'm kind of excited. Because if I do that, I won't have any credit card debt. And I can have all my credit card debt paid off in half the time I wanted to, and that's just really exciting for me. Okay. So like I said, with the payoff loan, once I get to the payoff loan, I'm still gonna be kind of aggressive, but I am probably gonna start funding my sinking funds again. So that's when you'll start seeing me put money into vacation and the Dreamville Festival and all the little things like that. So we're going to get that down to $2,000, if not pay it off by the end of the year. I definitely think it's possible for me to pay that off by the end of the year if I'm really aggressive, but we'll see. And my student loans, I talked about this in my financial goals video. I don't really have a burning desire to pay off of my student loans. And there are a couple of reasons why. For one, my student loans is one of the oldest things on my credit report. And if you know anything about credit, you know that your credit history and your age has a lot to do with your credit score. So not a whole lot to do. I think it has a medium impact. I have to double check on Credit Karma to see how it will impact my credit score. But that dropping off my credit could drop my credit score drastically, and I don't want to do that if I don't have to. Another reason is a lot of people don't look at student loans unless it's like an exorbitant amount. If you're going to apply for something that requires you to have a really good credit score, a lot of people don't look at student loans. It doesn't really have that much of an effect on your credit report, so it's just not a top priority unless it's like something crazy like $200,000, and it's not, so I'm not worried about it. And lastly, if you really think about it, right? Student loan interest rates are usually really low. So me putting money into my student loan interest rates, into my student loans and paying those off, it doesn't make much sense to me when you have other things that I could invest in that could give me a return on my investment that's far higher than my student loan interest, if that makes sense. So it's definitely something I've thought about because it's just not that many of them. And it's just like, yeah, I could say I'm debt free, but like at the expense of what? So once we get there, we'll cross that bridge once we get there. But until then, they'll be there. They're not going anywhere. Trust me, they're going to be right there. And Uncle Joe we ain't gonna talk about it. But anyway, that is it. That is all $16,000 of debt that your girl is in. But that number is going to be much lower by the end of the year, y'all. Just wait, okay? So yeah, as always, I'm wishing you lots of love and peace and light and happiness and whatever else you need right now. And I'm really glad you watch, and I hope you watch next time.